Andrew Alexander here with Imaging Resource, again at Photokina 2006. We're here at the booth of Nik Software, and I'm talking to Niels Koekemoor, the Chief Technology Officer for Nik Software. And the big announcement from Nik Software in the last little while, as many of you are no doubt aware, has been Capture NX, the alliance between Nik Software and Nikon, which integrates some very interesting technology that may save a whole lot of time and effort. You won't have to go into Photoshop to do a whole lot of layer work. So I've seen it, I don't understand it, and I'm very glad to be here so that Niels can explain to us perhaps a little bit better how it works.
I have seen it, I do understand it. Well, first of all, we are very, very glad that we could work together with Nikon and making this great product, because this is the first time that a software know-how company came together with a digital camera know-how company. Because you often have the issue that camera manufacturers know well how to make pictures, software manufacturers know well how to make software, and it's quite different from time to time. So the merge, I think, is something that was a little bit overdue in the market. So we hope that we have a good software out there that is well engineered and has a lot of photographic knowledge in it.
So we've got it up here on the screen. This is Capture NX.
This is Capture NX.
So why don't you give us a little overview of how it can make my life easier?
Well, first of all, it's a complete RAW converter, so it does everything that the old Capture could do. It does your RAW conversions in a very good quality. Nikon Capture is renowned for its best RAW conversion quality. What we have added is full selective image editing. For instance, you have brushes, you have selections, you have gradients, and probably one of the most important features is viewpoint technology. With viewpoint technology, you can work with little. Some of you may have seen it as little dots on the picture, and it's a very, very different interface. When you see it the first time, you say, "Oh, what's that?" And because it is very, very orthogonal to what you are used to doing in conventional editing, image editing with layers, masks, alpha channels, curves, levels, and so forth.
So we've got an image here, I guess, and
an image here which has maybe the problem that some of its areas may be printing a little bit too dark, and one solution for this is a friend of mine took that in Egypt. One solution is to put one of those viewpoint control points onto the picture, and you see I've just dragged a dot from up here down to there, and out of this dot there are three sliders coming out. There's the radius control, and there's brightness, contrast, and saturation. When I play with the brightness and the contrast, I can actually bring the face a little bit more to the foreground, so it would print well. And when you see the picture on the screen, the face is also in the optical focus.
And it's feathered. I see the radius is describing the area to which it's going to start, but it doesn't. It's not a very structured effect.
Right. So it's not a circular effect. It fully adapts to the image structure. So when I put dots into here, for instance, and I bring the brightness down, increase the contrast, then you will see that it's always going to adapt to this area.
Right, it's pictured just on his shirt. It hasn't adjusted the background.
Right. We can render the desired enhancements like brightness changes directly into the picture based on this routine, and completely skip the concept of masking. So even internally there are no masks. We're directly applying the enhancements into the picture based on the original light that has been there in the picture, based on the original structures, and without having creating a mask in between. Because whenever you have masks, you have artifacting. Whenever you have masks working together, you will have a transition which is difficult to handle. Now this has been a very simple picture. It's a very simple effect, but you see that with only 3 control points, I can work pretty well on the picture. You can actually make control points work together or compete against one another. So for instance, the trick is that all control points are being applied simultaneously to the picture. That means it's not one control point first, then the next one, then the third one, but they all together flow into the same equation, into the same routine. So they all work together and they all influence one another. So for instance, if you want the face, this control point to less affect this area, you just put another one here. Bring down the brightness, so you will see that now the face is being affected, but this area is not being affected. So with only 4 points and 4 sliders, I have actually made this picture very well printable.
No, it's a fantastic demonstration. Thank you very much for your time. All right.